Welcome to this summary of the 10th Adhyaya of Sri Bhagavad Gita. We start with the gratitude to the Lord, with whose grace everything is possible. We pray to this Guru Shishya Parampara, with whose grace this knowledge is preserved, protected and passed on for generations. I pay my respects to my Guruji, Puja Guruma, with whose grace I am able to learn the scriptures and share this understanding with you. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Punatu Sahaviryam Bhargavahai Tejasvinavadhutamastu Ma Vidvishravahai. Om Shanti Shanti. So 10th Adhyaya is called the Vibhuti Yoga, where Lord is showing His own Vibhutis, His glories, His own special manifestations. He shows His Ishwaratva. And here, when God is saying that these are all the places that you should see me, does not show, does not smell His ego. Because His association, His understanding is that He is everywhere, He is Sarva Vyapaka, He is omnipresent, and it is His grace that He is showing us all these places where we can see Him. Even if we can't see Him everywhere, at least we can start seeing Him somewhere, so that from there on we can get to the next level and try to understand God in various manifestations or various places in our day-to-day life. Yoga, Vibhuti Yoga. Yoga are the ways to connect to the Divine. So Vibhuti is also one of the ways to connect to the Divine. Also means that it is a type of yoga like a Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, but it is a type of Bhakti Yoga. It is a way we can devote to the Lord, to see Him everywhere, to connect with Him, to see Him, to think of Him. If we can't see Him, at least we start from somewhere and finally we can see His presence everywhere. And this helps in annihilating our own pride, because we have a lot of pride of our own. I've been doing this, I've done this, I can do this, this is my thinking, this is my brilliant idea, this is what I have done, this is what I can do. And this ahankara is our biggest obstacle on this journey. And God, by showing His Vibhuti, He is just showing His greatness, and in front of this greatness, these glories and this splendor of the Lord, our own self looks very minuscule, and it makes us more humble. Just like when we stand in front of the ocean, the vastness of the ocean itself makes us feel very humble. In Vibhuti Yoga, Lord Himself shows that all the energy that is there in the universe, not just the places, things or things that we can see, but all the energy like the courage, the strength, the intelligence, all the glories, all the success, everything comes from the Lord. And that's why our devotion towards the Lord also starts from the Saguna Swarupa of the Lord. Finally, then gradually we have to expand it more, see God in the Vibhutis. Then we can see Lord everywhere in this Vishwa as a Vishwarupa, and then we can see Him Sarvatra, and then finally we can understand His Nirguna Nirakara Brahma Swarupa, that is the ultimate Paramarthik Swarupa of the Lord. Vibhuti Darshana was also done in bits and pieces in the 7th and the 9th Adhyayas. The 10th Adhyaya is more of a detailed description of all the Vibhutis. And in the 11th Adhyaya, Bhagavan is going to show His Vishwarupa Darshana, that is the practical way He is going to show us His Vishwarupa, that is how He is manifested in the entire universe. In the 9th Adhyaya, which was a Rajvidya Rajaguhya Yoga, the last shloka was Manbana Bhavamad Bhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mame Vaishyasika Yukte Yukvevam Atmanam Bhat Parayana. He says, put your mind in me and be a devotee. Do all your actions, karma, for my sake, and go down and surrender to me, and you shall attain me only. There is no doubt about it. This was the loving devotion that the Lord wants from us, to become a Mat Parayana, a God-loving devotee. All the time we are one with the Lord. And how to achieve this? One of the ways that the Lord is showing is the next Adhyaya, the 10th Adhyaya of Vibhuti Yoga. So the 10th Adhyaya starts with initially the glories and the manifestations of the Lord and the benefits of understanding this. Then God talks about the Bhakti Yoga and its benefits. And then Arjuna prays from the 12th shloka to the 18th shloka. Arjuna's prayer is stuti, and he first praises the Lord and then gently puts in a request that he wants to see, it's his desire, that he wants to see the Lord in its various manifestations, his vibhutis and the yoga shakti of the Lord. And then from the 19th shloka onwards, Lord starts describing his vibhutis till the end of this adhyaya. So let's start with the first shloka. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Bhuya Eva Mahabaho Shuru Me Paravam Vachaha Yatte Ham Priyamanaya Vakshyami Hita Kamyaya. So here the Lord pledges to tell Arjuna the highest knowledge. He says, the Lord speaks without a question from the Arjuna. He says, listen again, Bhuya Eva. Listen again to my divine words. He said, Paramam Vachaha. As you become more and more happy, Yatteham Priyamanaya, I can see you that you are getting more and more happy. Vakshyami, I am going to tell you. He says, all the vibhutis that O Mahabaho, I am going to tell you about all my vibhutis. He says, which will lead to Hita Kamyaya. It will lead to your benefit, it will lead to your kalyana, it will lead to your shreya, it will lead to your spiritual upliftment. Name vidu suraganaha prabhavam namaharshayah ahamadir hi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashah. Lord here says, no one knows me completely. And he says, Name vidu suraganaha. All the collective devas, they don't know me, because and the great rishis also, Maharshaya, no, Prabhavam, they don't know my birth, because he says, Aham Adihi Devanam Maharshinam, I am the cause of all the devas and the rishis. I was born before them. It is through me that all these are born, and that's why they also know me completely. And that itself shows that nobody understands or knows the God completely. Yo mamajamamnadim cha vetti lokamaheshwaram asammuda samartyeshu sarva papai pramuchyate. Lord here says that no one knows me truly, but one who knows me truly is relieved from all bondage. And that a person is quite rare. In the previous adhyaya he says, Samahatma Sadurlabha. One who knows me as what? What is the fundamental or the paramarthik swarup of the Lord? He says, Ajam, Anadim, I am unborn, I am eternal, I am changeless, I am formless, and I am beginningless. Anadi, there is no beginning. Everybody has a beginning. Devas, Maharshis, Rishis, all the Praja, everybody has a beginning, but I don't have a beginning. And I am Loka Maheshwaram, the Lord of all the beings, who has a Abhed, Drashti, Asammudha, intelligent or a Viveki amongst all the humans, Martyeshu, and he gets relieved from all the Papa. He says the phala that he gets is Sarva Papai Pramuchyate. He gets relieved from all the impurities, all the Jnana, by getting this Atma Jnana, by knowing me in reality. That is what Lord says himself. And then he shows us two shlokas which are showing his different attributes in the world. He says, see that these attributes of the humans, that humans think that they belong to me, are actually they come from me. Matta eva, they are from me, they come through me. Buddhir jnanam sambhoha Shama satyam dama shamaha Sukham dukkham bhavo bhavo Bhayam cha bhayameva cha Ahimsa samata tushtihi Tapodanam yasho yashah Bhavanti bhava bhutanam Matta eva pruthakvidaha. So he starts with saying buddhi, the pure intellect that we all have to understand the subtle meanings. It's a sukshma intellect which Lord has given us, Bhavana, and that he says comes from me, the gnana, the knowledge that we all develop through our worldly views, through our indriyas, the chakshu indriya, the shrotriya indriya, what we see, the forms and the names and the voices that we hear, and we understand the objects. All these vritti, the tadakara vritti, all the gnana happens through the vritti of the antakarana, and this is because Bhagavan keh rahe ki it's all because of me. And even the Brahma Gyan that we develop is because of the Brahmakara Vritti. Asammoha, absence of delusion. Sada Vivek, Jagrat Rahana, which takes away all our illusions, misperceptions, ignorance. All this is through the Lord. Shama, the power to forgive somebody with the right understanding that I need to let go this, my goal of life is different, and with this to achieve a peace of mind with this kind of an understanding, not that after forgiving we have a lot of pressure that I have forgiven that person, not like that. This kind of a attribute, Bhagavan says it's through me. Satyam, using the most appropriate words to describe the truth. Dhamma, control over our sense organs, Indriya Sanyama, all the efforts that we put in to develop Indriya Sanyama. Shama, balancing our mind and our emotions with an understanding so that it becomes gradually effortless. That is also, Bhagavan says, Matta Eva. Sukha, happiness, peace of mind, or Dukkha, disturbed and miserable mind, because we know that Sukha Dukkha is all because of our karma phala, and these rules are made by the Lord. So it doesn't come directly from the Lord, but because of His rules that He has made, we achieve Sukha Dukkha in our life. Bhava, creation of anything, any new innovation, creation, or abhava, destruction of anything. Bhaya, all types of fears, the illusions that we have, and Abhaya Pada, the fearlessness. And the final Abhaya Pada or the fearlessness is through the Jnana. And all these attributes, Matta Eva Pruthak Vida Bhava, all these attributes, Bhagavan says, Matta Eva, they all come through me. In the next shloka he says, Ahimsa, non-violence to all by body, mind and speech. Samata, the power to remain equipoised. Samatva in all the dvandva or vishamta of this world. Vikshepa happens because of attachment, mamata, whereas unacceptance of the reality, asvikar, also leads to attachments. Tushti, all kinds of satisfaction, contentment in gains, no greed, alava buddhi, that I am happy, I am satisfied with whatever I have. Tapa, control over ourself by our own desire, which is voluntary to endure the pain, is called tapa, tapascharya. Danam, to distribute wealth in a more balanced way, to give more, to donate more for a worthy cause to the needy people. It's all everything, all these Bhagavan says it comes through me. Yasha, fame by appropriate actions, dharma karma. Ayasha, disrepute by inappropriate adharma karma. Pruthak vida bhava bhutanam bhavanti. All these attributes, he says, comes through me, because of me, they are due to me. You should not have pride. He tells us humans that don't have pride for all these attributes that we may be having. Then he again starts about the Srushti, how it began. He says, Maharshaya saptapurve chatvaro manavastatha madbhava manasa jata yesham loka imah prajaha. I am the beginning of all, I have no beginning. And he says, before the origin of the universe, the 7 great rishis, the Saptarushi, and the Chatvara Manu, Manavaha, the 4 Manu, all who had faith in me, they had, they were connected to me, Madbhava. They were all Manasa Jata, they were all born from my mind, because they were called Manasa Srushti, se utpanna hue, all these. And from these, all these Loka Ima Prajaha, all this Praja, all the beings, all this next generation, everything was born from them. So he talks about the Srushti, Utpatti, how the world came into existence. Etam vibhutim yogam cha mamayo vetti tattvataha so abhikampena yogena yujjate natra sanshaya. He says, what is the benefit of knowing all this vibhuti and yoga? He says, as described earlier, the vibhuti vistara and the ways to understand the yoga. He says how God created this universe and how He manifested in this universe as His multiple manifestations. One who knows me truly, mama yo vetti tattvataha, truly, in the nirguna asanga way, achieves the so avikampena yogena. The avikampa yoga is the sita pragna yoga, the realization of the knowledge, the steady knowledge. Yunchate natra sanshaya, sarvatma paramatma drashti, develops. This is the goal of a devotee. And Bhagavan says there is no doubt about it. This is what we will achieve. The person who knows all my vibhutis and yoga, who truly understands this, and he will develop this realization of this firm knowledge, the Brahma Jnana, Sarvatra Paramatma Drashti. There is no doubt about it. So what we need to understand, what is Ishvara? According to our scriptures, Ishvara is the Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karana. So there are 2 types of Karana for any creation. One is a Nimitta Karana, which is an instrumental cause. Say for example, when a pot is made by the potter, the Kumhar becomes the instrumental cause. Similarly, when God creates the universe, it is most of the philosophies accept that God is the instrumental cause of the creation. But not only instrumental cause, the Vedic philosophy tells us that Bhagavan is the Upadana Karana, the material cause also of the creation. Say for example, when a pot is made from the sand or the clay is the material cause of the creation. Similarly, when God makes a universe, God manifests itself in the universe everywhere, and that's how God is the material cause also of the creation. And both these forms of the Lord, the Upadana Karana, Nimitta Karana, both are not different. There are no two gods. There is only one God according to our Vedic science, and this is the Abhinna. This is the Abhinna, Nimitta and Upadana Karana. The example that is given in our Shastras is it's just like a spider who creates a web from his own saliva, and then because the spider is the instrumental cause, because the web is created by him, and he is the material cause because he is created by his own saliva, and then after the job is done, he swallows the entire web again. Similarly, Ishvara, from Ishvara the Jagat comes into existence. He is the instrumental as well as the Upadana Karana, the material cause of the existence. And then finally, when the Jagata gets dissolved, Pralaya, Kala, it comes again back into Ishvara. So this is how the Srushti Chakra goes on and on and on. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. So how the wise person devotes to the Lord, the one showing here, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, I am the origin of all, he says. And he wants us to develop this Karana Drashti, to see what is the origin of this. Matta Sarvam Pravartate, all the activities are inspired by me. Because Bhagavana is the Antaryami, he is a Prerak, he tries to inspire everyone for all the activities. Everything is inspired by him. He says, Iti Mattva Bhajante Mam. By knowing this, the Laya Prakriya, the Karya Karana Prakriya, and the Prerak Drashti, he says, Buddha, the intelligent people, the Vivekis, Bhava Samanvita, full of love and faith, they Bhajante Mam, they devote to me, they are involved in my devotion. And this is what we need to develop, understand how universe is the Karya or the effect, and God is the Karana of this universe. So we have to change our drashti. Nothing outside needs to be changed. What needs to be changed is our own vision, that when we see the Karya, we should try to see the Karana drashti. Means whenever we see all the differences, we should see the one Karana, one cause, which is Abhinna, Nimitta and Upadana Karana within this universe, within this creation. And the Prerak Drashti, all the energies that we have, we should see that it comes from the Lord. He is the inspiration for everything. And this leads to devotion and attraction towards the Lord, which ultimately reduces our attachments towards in the world and with the worldly objects. And then gradually we will progress on this path to see the ultimate goal of all devotees, Sarvatra Ishvara Buddhi, Vasudevam Sarvamiti. And this creates a very deep change in our own outlook and our vision. This is what our scripture shows, this vision which we cannot imagine by our own self, how we can see the Lord everywhere. Only the Shastras can tell us this understanding which we can try and see and understand. Macchitta madgata prana bodhayantah parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Here Bhagavan describes the life of a devotee, that his mind, Macchitta, his mind is always in me. Bhagavan always wants the mana buddhi of everybody. Madgata prana, his life energy, life force is all devoted to me. Bodhayantah parasparam. When the two devotees meet, they all discuss about their spiritual aspects. And kathayantascha mam nityam. They always talk about the Lord, his leela, his kathana, his shloka, all these they keep talking about. Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. They are always contented, all the devotees, and ramanti cha. They are always connected to me. The Ramana is in the Lord all the time. They talk about him. They are involved completely in the Lord. So that is the life of a devotee. Desham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mapupayanti te. There Lord talks about what is the benefit of these ever-loving devotion of the devotees. He says, Tesham satata yuktanam, those who are ever connected to me and those who devote me with love, bhajatam priti purvakam. That is a loving devotion. He says, what do I give them back? He says, Dadami buddhi yogam tam. So I give them a very pure intellect, which is very sukshma, which is very pious, swachha, with which, what is the great benefit they can use this intellect for? Bhagavan says, Mam upayanti te. Mam upayanti te means they can attain me by this sukshma intellect, and this is the biggest gift that God gives to His loving devotees, the intellect through which they can attain the Lord Himself. Tesham satayutu yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. How does such a kind of devotion constantly connected to the Lord is possible in our life? Guruji explains that when our priorities in our life change, when we believe that whatever is in the worldly affairs is not going to achieve me to this ultimate salvation or ultimate goal that I am looking for, when I have a very strong desire to know what is the truth that Lord is trying to tell us, our Shastras are trying to tell us, and I understand the futility of all the worldly possessions, and through this understanding I develop a kind of vairagya, this passion, which gradually becomes stronger from this world. And when the spiritual journey is not just a weekend affair, a hobby, but becomes an integral part of our life, a daily routine part of our life, and when the spiritual life and our worldly life merges into one, when our spiritual knowledge also helps us in our worldly life and becomes a part of our life, and this becomes the goal of our life and the number one priority of our life, then only this ever connection with the Lord can develop, and we can understand Lord as Sarvatra Ishvara Darshana. And that is to whom this Bhagavan says, I give them this pure intellect, this understanding of what I am really, what is my original self. Without my layers, I see myself naked completely, and that is what is my true Atma Swarupa, Atma Jnana. This is the Brahma Jnana. This is the best gift that a devotee can receive from the Lord, and with which we can become one, we can feel one with the Lord. That devotee is never feeling viraha or separatedness or separation anxiety from the Lord. Tesham evanukam partham aham ajnanacham tamaha nashayam vyatma bhavastho jnanadipena bhasvata. So somebody may ask the Lord, why do you do so much for your devotees? You give them buddhi yoga through which they can achieve your own self. Why are you so generous? And Bhagavan says, Tesham eva anukampar. For my devotees, especially, I have that sheer compassion that Bhagavan wants to see that the devotee is uplifted, is helped, is hand-holded to his ultimate target, his ultimate goal. And he says, Nasha yamya atma bhavastha. I destroy the darkness of ignorance, the moha, ajnana, by being in their own self, inner self or conscious, he says. And what does he do there? Jnana deepena bhasvata. He says, I ignite this light of knowledge, and this ultimately what it does is it removes the darkness of ignorance, ajnana nivrutti, and that itself is Atma Jnana. So our Vedanta tells us that we are itself full of knowledge, but it is all these layers, ajnana, through which this is hidden. And this ajnana nivrutti is the main part of the sadhana. Jnana Swarup is already there. We are already Satchit and Ananda Swarupa. And this is what Bhagavan says, that I do it by sheer compassion, I do it for my devotees. And this is the special grace that God endows on all His devotees. And then Arjuna starts his prayer. He says, Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. So Arjuna now, it's a beautiful, praiseful prayer, stuti towards the Lord, because so far whatever Bhagavan has told him is understood it, and now he realizes and he accepts and he prays to the Lord. He says, Bhavan Param Brahma, you are the supreme divine Lord, Brahma Swarupa. He is talking to Krishna, who is standing in the form, in the name, in the form, in incarnate form. In front of him, he says, Bhavam Paramadhama, you are the only final destination. Bhavan Pavitram Paramam, you are the most auspicious of all. Purusham Shashvatam, you are the eternal being. You are Divya, you are Adideva, the cause of all the Devas. You are Ajam, he accepts. He says, I understand that though you are in front of me. I know that you have been born in this incarnate form, but you are in reality, you are Ajam, unborn. He invokes the Nirguna Swarupa of the Lord and accepts that you are Paramarthik Swarupa, you are eternal, you are indestructible, you are changeless, you are Ajam, you are Vibhum. He is talking to Shri Krishna in front of him that you are vast, you are omnipresent, you manifest in various different forms, and I know that you are not just in this name and the form. Ahustvām rushayah sarve devarshirnaradasthatha asito devalo vyasah swayam chaiva brabhishime. Arjuna accepts the Ishwaratva of the Lord with a lot of faith, and he says, this is how all the Rishi Munis, the Devarshis, Naradji, all describe you. Even the Asita, Devala and the Veda Vyasa, Rishi, Muni, all they describe you. And not only all these Rishi Munis, but even you yourself has said that you are this eternal, unborn, changeless, indestructible Lord, Vibhum. You are omnipresent, you are everywhere. And you yourself had told me that. And this is how the enlightened people describe the God. Sarvametadlutam manye yanmam vadasi keshava nahite bhagvana vyaktim vidurdevana danavaha. So he says, Bhagwan ko, Arjuna is telling the Lords that now whatever you say, sarvametat, whatever you are saying for yourself, rutad manye, I understand that it is a truth. Yanmam vadasi keshava, whatever you have told me, I understand it is a truth. Because your Bhagvana vyaktim, your divine manifestations, personalities, vidurna deva na danavaha. Even the devas or the danavas cannot understand, cannot know it completely. And he's trying to tell the Lord that only you can know yourself completely, nobody else knows you. And Shraddha and faith is so important on this, the spiritual journey, because there are several subjects that exist which are beyond my regular understanding. Say for example, in Vedas there are a lot of talks about dharma, karma, how God creates this world, what about pap, what is punya, what are previous birth, next birth, the different lokas, the karma, karma phala, the ishwaras, the avtaras, all this is beyond my comprehension. The later part of the Vedas, the Upanishads talk about the Brahma, the Jnana, the Aparoksha Anubhuti, which is completely opposite to my understanding, where I think I am born, I am finite, I have a limited, I keep on changing, whereas here our Shastras tell us that I am changeless, I am eternal, I am unborn, I don't have death, I am immortal, and I am not only Karta but I am Akarta, I am not Bhokta but I am Abhokta Swarupa, I am not limited but I am limitless, and I am Atma, I am Paramatma. So this is what is something which is beyond my understanding, and that's why we need to have some faith in the Shastras. So even though I may not understand it initially, but at least I don't try to oppose it. I try to keep an open mind to try and understand what Shastras is trying to tell me, and then genuine doubts are definitely accepted in Vedanta. We can ask questions, but these questions must be asked to know the desire, to know the truth by Jignasa, but not just to prove our point of view by Jid, saying that no, I don't agree with this, this is what I believe. That should not be. We should have a very open mind and try to understand what the Shastras are trying to tell us. Swayamevatmanatmanam vedhatvam purushottama bhuta bhavana bhutesha deva deva jagatpate. So here Arjuna is continuing his stuti to the Lord, and he says, Swayam eva atmana atmanam. You yourself only know yourself completely. Vedhatvam purushottama, O Purushottama. You are the Bhuta Bhavana, you are the origin of all the beings, you are Paramatma, you are Bhuta Esha. Bhuta Esha means you are Ishvara of all, the Lord of all the beings. You are Deva Deva, you are the Lord of all the Devas, you are Jagatpate, you are the nurturer and the Lord of the entire world. No one knows all your forms completely, only you can yourself know all your forms. Vaktum arhasya sheshena divyayatma vibhutayaha Yabhir vibhutir lokan imam stvam vapapya tishtasi. So Arjuna then gradually puts in his request, his desire, that he wants to know the vibhutis of the Lord. And he says, only you are capable of describing yourself completely, your divine manifestations, your divya atma vibhuti, by which you are pervaded in this entire world, vapya tishtasi. How you manifest from one to many. And he says, Katham vidyamaham yogim swam sada parichintayan keshu keshu cha bhaveshu chintyosi bhagavan maya. He says, how can I know you, Prabhu? Always sada parichintayan. I always want to be contemplating on you. Always I want to remember you. Keshu keshu cha bhaveshu. Where all, which all places, objects, forms, I can see you in this world. Chintayosi bhagavan maya. I want to think of you. I want to see your manifestations. I want to see your vibhutis. I want to see you in selected places, in all the places. I want to connect with you. Arjuna is telling the Lord, Vistarenatmano yogam vibhutim cha janardana bhuyah kathaya truptirhi shurvato nasti me brutam. So he says, tell me again and again, Vistarenatmano yogam vibhutim. I want to know in great details. He says, Vistar se mujhe batao all your vibhutis and all your yoga, all your connections with all your vibhutis. Bhuya kathaya truptirhi. And after listening to this amrutam, nectar-like divine forms, I am not still satisfied. Trupti nahi ho rahi hai mujhe, and I still have a lot of desire, a lot of enthusiasm. I want to know. I want to shunvato. I want to listen to all your, more and more about your divine avatars or divine vibhutis, your manifestations in great details. I want to see Arjuna is showing himself an ideal student who is very eager to know the truth, very eager to understand the Lord. And God then starts describing his vibhutis from the next shlokas, from the 19th shloka. Lord starts describing his vibhutis. He says, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Antate kathayishyami divyayatmi vibhutayah pradhanyatah kuru shreshta nasyanto vistarasya me. Lord starts speaking. He accepts Arjuna's prayers and he says, Antate. Okay, Arjun, don't worry, I'll tell you. I'll surely tell you. This shows Lord's grace. He immediately accepts the request of his beloved student. And he says, I'll tell you all my divine self-manifestations, my vibhutis, my glories, divya atma vibhutayah. But I'll tell you pradhanyata. I shall tell you only the main ones, because Arjuna asks, tell me in vistaram, tell me in all details. But Bhagavan is saying, I'll only tell you the main ones, because he says, na asti anyo vistarasya me, because there is no end to my expanse of divine manifestations. And that's why Bhagavana Hari is called Ananta, endless. His vibhutis cannot be described completely, and it is endless. Then he starts describing his vibhutis from the 20th shloka. He says, Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhutashayastitaha Aham Adishcha Madhyam Cha Bhutanamanta Evacha. So Lord Krishna starts describing his vibhutis, and the first vibhuti that he describes is, he says, O Gudakesha, O Arjuna. Gudakesha means he has been conqueror of the sleep. He is very alert, he is always aware. Shows the great eligibility of Arjuna as a student. He is adhikari for this kind of knowledge, for this kind of jnana. He says, Aham Atma. I am your Atma, Arjuna. Aham Atma, Chaitanya, Paramatma. I am your Atma. You can see me as your Atma. And this itself shows that Bhagavan, when Paramatma says that I am your Atma, Atma and Paramatma are single, are one. There is no difference, and that is the Mahavakya of the Upanishad, I am Atma Brahma or Aham Brahmasmi. So that is what Lord Krishna is himself saying here. He says, Sarva Bhutashaya Stitaha. I am the cause of this world. Whenever we think about the Karya in the world, we should think about the Karana, the Laya Prakriya. Sarvatra, we should try to see Ishvara with the Abheda Buddhi. And Bhagavan says, I am the origin, present and the end of all the beings. And then he starts describing his different vibhutis, different places where we can see him. Aditya namaham Vishnuhu Jyotisham Raviransuman Marichir Marutas Tasmi Nakshatranamaham Shashi. Says, I am Vishnu in Aditi's 12 sons. Kashyap's wife Aditi, all his 12 sons were all there, and I am the sun rays in all the luminous objects, Ravi Ranshuman. I am Marichi in all the 49 wind gods, and I am moon in 27 planets. So day and night we can see the moon and the sun, and we can try to see Lord in all these manifestations that he describes. Vedanam samavedosmi devanam asmi vasavah indriyanam manaschasmi bhutanam asmi chetana. So Lord Krishna says, I am Samaveda in 4 Vedas because it is more singing hymns. I am Indra in all the Devas because Indra is the king of all the Devas. I am the mind amongst all the senses because mind is the center of all the 10 senses. All they bring information and all the mind gives the orders to all the karmendriya also. So mind is the center, though it is not a sense organ, but it is a center of all the sense organs. So Bhagavan says, I am the mind. And he says, Bhutanam asmi chetana. Chetana here does not mean the consciousness because Bhagavan already said, Aham Atma Gudakesha, the first he said already. So here Chetana means the intellect, the buddhi shakti of all the beings through which we get all the information and knowledge. So God we should try and see everywhere. Bhagavan says even in our mind, our buddhi, all is through the Lord. So we should try and see the Lord everywhere. Rudranam Shankaraschasmi Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Meru Shikharinamaham. So Lord Krishna says, I am Shankara in 11 Rudras, I am Kuber in Yaksha and Rakshas, I am fire in the 8 Vasus, and I am Meru in all the mountains. So Shankara, earlier he said, I am Vishnu in all the Aditi's sons. Here he is saying, I am Shankara in all the Rudras. So all the gods' forms and manifestations are the Ishvara's one, divine Ishvara's manifestations. Purodhasam cha mukhyam mam vitti partha bruhaspatim senani namaham skandaha sarasasmasmi sagaraha. He says, I am Bruhaspati in all the main priests. Bruhaspati was the guru of the Devas. And I am Kartikeya in all the Senani, all the war chief. And I am Sarasam Asmi Sagaraha in all the oceans. I am the ocean in all the large water bodies or all the large water reservoirs. And we should try to see and feel God everywhere, which will make us humble. Maharshinam Bruguraham Giramasyekam Aksharam Yagnanam Japa Yagnosmi Stavaranam Himalaya. So in all the Maharshis, the great Rishis, I am Bhrigu Rishi. He is very famous because his Charana Kamala symbol is on the Vishnu's Vakshasthala. I am Omkar, Om. It's a single letter, Ek Aksharam. In all the spoken words, he says Girami Asyam Aham Ekam Aksharam Yagnanam Japa Yagnosmi. Japa Yagna, the chanting, is also a type of yagna. That is what Lord Krishna describes here. And I am chanting because chanting is a very powerful way to connect to the divine. And Stavaranam Himalaya. I am Himalaya in all the immovable objects. We should see God somewhere and try to see God everywhere. Ashwatha Sarva Brukshanam Devarshinam cha Naratah Gandharvanam Chitraratha Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi. He says, I am the peepal tree, fig tree amongst all the trees, which is considered to be very auspicious. I am Narada in all the Devarishis. I am Chitraratha in all the Gandharvas. And I am Kapila Muni in all the realized souls. Kapila Muni was also the Sankhya philosophy, the originator. So we should try to see God everywhere. He is omnipresent. Uchchai Shravasam Viddhimam Amrtodbhavam Airavatam Gajendranam Naranam cha Naradhipam. So in all the horses, we should see me as Uchchai Shravasa. This was the Lord Indra's horse, which was produced during the Samudra Manthana Amrutodbhavan. When the Amruta was produced, the nectar was produced, the Samudra Manthan. And at the same time, Airavata, a white elephant, was also produced from the same Amruta, the Samudra. And he says, in the humans, Naranam cha Naradhipam, see me as the king. We should try to see God in all special places. Ayudhanamaham Vajram Dhenunamasmi Kamadhuka Prajanaschasmi Kandharpaha Sarpanamasmi Vasukihi. In all the weapons, see me as the Vajra. Vajra, as we know, was Indra's weapon. He had a very strong Vajra, Vrutrasur. When he wanted to fight, he got it from the Dadichi Muni's bones and ashes by asking for his life. In all the cows, see me as Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu, as we all know, is the one cow which gives all the desires are fulfilled. Progeny, Prajanaschasmi, see me as Kandarpa, the Kamadeva, the desire, the god of the desire. And in all the Sarpa, all the snakes, see me as Vasuki. Anantaschasmi Naganam Varuno Yadasamaham Pitrunamaryamaa Chasmi Yama Sanyamatamaham. In all the Nagas, see me as Ananta Naga, the Shesh Naga, on which Lord Vishnu rests in the Ananta Shayana. In all the water bodies, see me as Varuna Deva. In all the Pitrus, the forefathers, see me as Aryama, the king or the lord of the Deva of the Pitrus. And in all the Sanyatamaham, in all the lawmakers, see me as a Yama, the lord of death. Prahladashchasmi Daityanam Kala Kalayatamaham Mruganam cha Mrugendroham Vainateyascha Pakshinam. In all the demons, all the Daitya, see me as Prahlada. Prahlada, as we know, was a son of Hiranyakashipu, the Daitya, the demon, but he was a great devotee. And that's why Bhagavan says, see me as Prahlada in all the Daitya. And in all the Kalayatam, and all the ones who counts, those who count, see me as Kala, the time. Mruganam, Mrugendroham, in all the animals, see me as the lion. And in all the Pakshi, the birds, see me as Vainata. Vainata is Vinata's putra, Garuda. Garuda is the king of all the birds. Pavana Pavatamasmi Rama Shastrabhutamaham Jashanam Makaraschasmi Strotasamasmi Jahnavi. Says, in the wind, in all that creates purity, Pavatam Asmi Pavanaha, I am the wind. Because Pavana leads to, there's a bad smell, we open the windows and let it go. And Rama Shastrabhutamaham, in all the armed people see me as Lord Rama because he is the personification, is the embodiment of the Sanyama, is the Purna Pushottama. Jashanam Makaraschasmi, Maryada Pushottama, Jashanam Makaraschasmi, in all the reptiles see me as crocodile, which is the vehicle of the Ganges and the Narmada also. Strotasam Asmi Jahannavi, in all the flowing rivers see me as Ganges, which is also very divine and a pious river. A lot has been written in our scriptures about the Ganges. Sarganam Adirantascha Madhyam Chaivaham Arjuna Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam Vada Pravadatamaham. So he says, Lord Krishna says, I am the beginning, Sarganam Adihi Madhyam Cha Anta, and the end of these universe. Sarganam is talking, he says plural, because according to the Lord there is not just one universe, but there are so many universes which Prabhava Pralaya, the Srushti Chakra goes on. So he talks about many universes, and he says he is the beginning, present and the end of all these universes. In all the knowledge, see me as the divine, the Dhyatma Vidya, the divine knowledge of the Atma. He says Vada Pravadatamaham. In all the people who discuss, I am Vada, the dialogue. It is a healthy discussion between two similar people. Aksharanam akarosmi dvandva samasikasya cha ahamevakshayah kalo dhataham vishvato mukhaha. So in all the alphabets, see me as Akara, the single letter A, because A is part of all the letters. Because in Sanskrit all the letters are half, Ka, Sa, Sha, and then when it mixes with A, it becomes a full letter, the Ka, Kha, Ga. Similarly, so in all the pair of words, I am Dvandva, I am the dual, and I am Akshaya Kala, I am the eternal time, he says. Dhataham, I am the nurturer, the Karmaphala Data, and Vishwato Mukhaha. He sees all the karmas of all the beings, and that's why Bhagavan is also called the Karmadhyaksha, Vishwato Mukhaha. In all situations we should think of the Lord. Mrityu sarvaharaschaham mukhavascha bhavishyatam kirti shrivaksha narinam smritir medha truti kshamaha. Says, I am death which takes away everything in a second, in a split second, sarvahara. And I am udbhavascha bhavishyatam, whatever is to be created in the future. see me as that form. Kirti, the fame due to the dharma, righteousness. Shri, Shri is the wealth, all the possessions because of the wealth. Vakcha, the speech, which should be Satya, Priya and Hitakari. Narinam, Smrutir Veda Dhruti Kshamaha. Smruti is the memory power which holds the knowledge. Meda Shakti is our power to retain that knowledge that we understand and use it appropriately in life at an appropriate situation. Dhruti Shakti is our patience, our forbearance, our courage to withstand all the major upheavals of our life. Kshama is our power to forgive, even to people who give pain to us. And all these attributes are much better seen in women, Narinam, and of course they are all in the feminine gender also. So Bhagavan says that all this you see through me. Death, Bhagavan says, Aham Mrityuscha. That is the only inevitable reality of life. Our acharyas explain to us that we need to accept and learn to accept it gracefully, because this is the commonest cause of a major upheaval of our life. The fear of death for our own life, the attachments of our own near and dear ones. And the eyes of the God, death is a very trivial incident, just like birth and death are the same incident. They are both the two inseparable sides of the coin, but we make a very big issue out of the two. Birth is a very enjoyable experience for all of us. Death is a very sad experience for all of us. So from a universal perspective, Samashti, the Pralaya Kal is also death of the universe, where everything merges into the Lord. Similarly, on a individual basis, the death is it's also the end of a body, whereas the Atma is always immortal, and then everything merges with the Lord. So we need to stay healthy and delay death as far as possible to remain fit, but at the same time should not fear death, because we should accept it gracefully and learn to be prepared for it. Bruhat Sam Tatha Samnam Gayatri Chandasamaham Masanam Margashirshoham Rutunam Kusumakaraha. Lord says, I am Bruhat Sam in Samaveda. Earlier he said, I am Samaveda in all the Vedas. Now he says, I am Bruhat Sam. It is also sung very melodiously. In the meter, I am the Gayatri meter. Gayatri is a very common Surya Stuti. And in the months, I am the Makshar month, which is also a very pious month for a lot of spiritual activities. And in seasons, see me as the spring, the Kusumakara, where in the Rutu, see me as spring, where a lot of new flowers will sprout out. Dhyutam chalayatam tejas tejasvinamaham jayosmi vyavasayosmi sattvam sattvavatamaham. In the gamblers, see me as the game of dice. Of course, it's very difficult to see the Lord in gambling and in the game of dice, but Lord wants to try and make us see God everywhere. And that's why he says, in all the brilliant people, I am their brilliance. In all the decisions of the individuals, intellectuals, I am the success, I am Jayosmi. And in all the Sattvic people, Sattva Vatamaham, I am Sattvam. I am the Sattva. We should not have any pride for our own goodness, even for our Sattvic qualities. Bhagavan says, all these is through me, so we should feel His grace all the time. Vrishni Nam Vasudevosmi Pandava Nam Dhananjaya Muni Nam Apyaham Vyasaha Kavina Mushana Kavihi. In the Vrishni dynasty, see me as Vasudeva. In the Pandavas, I am the Arjuna. He is telling Arjuna that in the Pandavas, see me as Arjuna. He is trying to give a different vision to Arjuna. In Munis, I am the Veda Vyasa, and in poets, I am the Shukracharya. Shukracharya is the guru of the Daityas, the demons. Whereas earlier God said, I am Bruhatsam, Brihaspati, who is the guru of the Devas. Dando Damayatam-asmi Nitirasmi Jikishatam Maunam Chaivasmi Guhyanam Jnanam Jnanavatamaham. In the suppressors, I am the punishment, and I am the right strategy, the niti of all the Jigishatam, people who are victorious. In the secrets, I am the silence, and in the wise, I am the knowledge, because which they have become wise. Yacchapi sarva bhutanam bijam tadaham arjuna na tadasti vina yastyan maya bhutam characharam. O Arjuna, in all the beings I am the seed. He says, bijam aham. Arjuna, And just like a seed turns into a tree, similarly God becomes the world, which are both inseparable part of the existence. And he says, Na tadasti vina yasyan maya bhutam characharam. There is nothing in this world which is chara, achara, the living or the non-living, which is separate from me. I am part of this existence. I am like the seed of this existence. All that we see is from and is God. This is what the vision God wants us to have. And then he says, Nantosti mama divyanam vibhuti nam parantapa eshatu deshatah prokto vibhutir vistaro maya. There is no end to my divine manifestation. O Arjuna, O Parantapa, if I go on, I'll go on. Whatever I have told you is only one small part of this. And it is not possible to describe my manifestations completely. And we know that manifestations of Bhagavana are limited. And that's why Lord Krishna says, in a short summary, he says, Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam Srimad durjitam eva va tatta devavat gachatvam mama tejosh sambhavam. He says, Yadya vibhuti mat sattvam. Wherever you see any glory, anywhere, Srimat, wherever you see any prosperity, any wealth, urjitam eva va, wherever you see any enthusiasm, any energy, any good thing, there and there you only understand that all these powers originate from my small ansha of my yoga shakti, my divine powers. It's a very small ansha, tej ansha, sambhavam. Lord says this saguna form is a very small fraction of the nirguna tattva that Brahma is all about. And this is whatever you are seeing is a very small fraction. Bhagavan himself is telling Arjuna. And finally he ends the adhyaya by saying, Athava bahule tena kim gnatena tavarjuna vishtadhyahamidam kritsnam ekangshena stito jagata. He says, Athava, or O Arjuna, what benefit shall you have in knowing more than this? He says, understand, I'm giving you a summary. He says, understand that I behold this entire universe by one small part of my ansha of me, and this entire jagata, whatever you see in this world, try to see me in all these nama, rupa, names and the forms. And the same thing Lord is going to tell us more in the 11th adhyaya, which is a Vishwarupa Darshana, wherein actually produces pragata. We will show Arjuna his divine Swarupa, the alaukik, Vishwarupa Darshana. It's a very beautiful adhyaya which we will start soon. Thank you very much. Om Tat Sata Iti Shrimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Vibhuti Yogo Nama Dashamodhyayaha Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tva Sarva Papebhyo Moksha Ishyami Ma Shuchaha. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.